Hello, welcome to Swanky Foil Hatter. I'm Nancy. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello, welcome to Swanky Foil Hatter. I'm Nancy. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello, welcome to Swanky Foil Hatter. I'm Nancy. Okay, I'm here to talk a little bit about Angie Stone. I believe Angie Stone was an R&B singer. Let me look at Google. I'm so upset about this. Yes. Let me see with Angie Stone, an American singer and actress. Let's see. She's a hip hop pioneer. I'm reading off of Google. Hip hop pioneer and neo soul catalyst whose career is studded by two gold albums, Black Diamond and Mahogany Soul, and three Grammy-nominated performances. She was born December 18th, 1961. At the time of her death, she was age 63. The reason why I want to chime in on her death is because I personally believe that she was murdered. Today, I came across a video. I'm not sure if it was on YouTube or Facebook, one of the two, in which she was giving her testimony. And she talked about, I believe at the close of last year, she was just recovering. I know in the video, in her testimony, she was talking about how she had a concert here in Detroit, but she had to cancel it because she got really ill and she was rushed to the hospital. In short, they found out she had some type of blood disease or infection. Where it came from, who knows? She did mention injection she had or something. I don't think it had anything to do with the vid, but I don't know. But the way she testifies suggests that the blood disorder just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, okay, I've seen it happen in my life before. I'm a witness to some things. I've seen some things, so I'm already suspicious. Then she goes on to talk about how her people started throwing her under the bus, as if she was the cause of some of the downfalls or happenings, unfortunate events that were happening. But as she said, she wasn't, and she was apologizing profusely to her fans, to her audience, especially to those in Detroit that had paid to see her. And she goes on to talk about how she ended up in a ICU and how she collapsed on the floor, and how she said she was just calling on the name of Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. She said, because if I'm going out, I know I got to call on the name of Jesus. But she goes on and continues with her testimony after profusely apologizing to her fans, to the audience. And she started talking about when she did begin to recover and she got back in her right mind, how she was looking into her paperwork, her financial, documents associated with her career as a songstress and an actress. And what she realized is that quite a bit of her funds were being directed back to the music company that she worked with. And I wish I could recall what company. I apologize for the doorbell ringing. I just started this live. I'm not going to stop. That she was working with. But so she named them. A lot of people that whistleblow or tell their stories or testimonies, they don't usually give names. But there have been many. I'm on sidebar right now. There have been many people that have whistleblown or tried to talk about this world, this system, the in various industries, the malevolent alien entities that exist out here destroying people's lives and killing them, stealing their legacies, stealing their vital life force energy. But we don't hear it. We don't understand the depth of what's taking place. People such as Prince, Michael Jackson, what's her name, Alex Jones, myself, and there's many millions and millions of other voices that haven't been heard, especially since this has been going on even before social media. Then even when social media came along, it didn't mean that a person had a platform. It didn't mean that if they got on this platform or a platform and told their story, their testimony, that people would listen, or that they had the following. Or for those that did hear them, it didn't mean that they were comprehending what they were saying. Okay? But there has been many people who've tried to testify to the various industries, whether the industry was the military complex or the healthcare system, the educational system. Everybody has been. I've known many people. There's so many people that have tried to tell y'all that these are real life demons on this planet that we are cohabitating with, and they are killing people. I believe personally that Angie Stone, that the creator, the one that cares about us, chose her to be the sacrifice to once again try to tell us, to try to wake us up so we can see, so that we can perceive the enemy. I really do. I hate that she was sacrificed, but it was a necessary sacrifice, I believe. And I pray that we do not let her life, her death be in vain, as well as those that weren't stars like her, didn't shine as bright as she did in her life, people, just ordinary people that weren't able to shine as brightly as her, and therefore not have their faces known or their voices heard. The system and the various industries are destroying people's lives. I'm so hurt. So back to her testimony. She names the corporation or whatever she worked with, the music industry, and she said it by name. And she told them, "Hey, I'm coming for you. I got me a bulldog team, and I'm coming for you. And I'm coming for my money. I'm coming for my legacy. I done gave my whole life to, music and entertaining, and for y'all to cheat me out of my royals and things like that." She said they owed her a lot of money. She said in her video, she said, "I may not get it." She says, "But I am the one." She knew she was chosen. A soulful woman. She knew she was chosen to get this message out. Once again, she is just one of many people who have tried to open your eyes up to what our reality really consists of. What we are witnessing as a stereotypical human being is like this overcast. And when I say overcast, I mean like y'all not seeing real demons. Some people see real life demons. We don't see the fleshly beautiful suit that we're so accustomed to and okay with. Some of us see real live demons here. And we see the real live dealings of these various demons. And she was one of them. Another one. Yeah. And so anyway, she let them know she was coming for them. She told them, "I'm coming for you. And my money. And my legacy. Because I worked damn hard to take care of my children. And I won't take care of my grandchildren." And of course, she was taking care of herself a long way. But in her message, what you clearly understood, she was saying, these motherfuckers might kill me. And me, I believe that's exactly what they did. By the time I got through watching her testimony, I went on over to, I was like, girl, get them. Get your money, girl. You know, get it. I go on Facebook and I'm scrolling and I see one of my friends on Facebook say, damn, uh, CSRT or something, trucking company, then crashed into Angie Stone and killed her. I don't even think 20 minutes had passed between seeing her testimony and the crash. And so now I'm tripping. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. You know, it's a lot of fake news out here. A lot of fake news. And so I got off of Facebook and I just straight Googled her. And what did I see? Yep. A report that had been reported 5 hours prior saying that she had died in a car wreck. You cannot make this stuff. I almost didn't make it. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make it up. It's no way that anybody can make this up. This is real. And I feel very hurt that so many people die because the system kills them. And we don't acknowledge it. We are afraid to acknowledge the corruption. When I talk about corruption, I'm not talking about corruption in a way that we've come to understand it as we live in this world. I'm talking about the spiritual corruption. This the kind of the corruption I'm talking about is spiritual. It's mystical. And it is something that automatically triggers an existential crisis in each person that ain't ready. And it leads that person that goes through that existential crisis to shut down, to discard the information that they're finding out because they can't handle it psychologically nor spiritually. And as a direct result, what is happening is these malevolent alien entities and these powers have gotten so much control to now they don't have to pick us off one at a time. They're going to do it on a mass level. Because we can't wake up. We're scared. Again, we go into this existential crisis that this cannot be real, that the spiritual world cannot be real, that we're not really dealing with demons. We're dealing with demons. There's going to be people that make all kinds of excuses and not even think or consider that them people put a hit out on this woman. But those that know. Those that have had to deal with this system and know what they're capable of, know they took this woman out. So that she couldn't do what? Bad mouth them. So that she couldn't go after all the money that they stole from her plus interest. She would be, do you know how wealthy she would be? Especially with interest. You know how she would, they would deserve to be slandered. What was the word? They would be, the music place thing would be, I can't think of the word, but their reputation would be totally damaged. And then you know how it is a Me Too thing that goes on. Then others would come after them. They would rip that company apart. And so they couldn't let that go down. Angie Stone had a big following. Awesome songstress. Powerful, soulful. And I didn't know that she was a warrior for the Most High. I didn't know. But in her testimony, I heard it. All I ever did was hear her sing. But in her testimony, I got to understand she was a real warrior for God. And when she said, I'm coming after y'all, I have to. I am the one. I mean, like, when I say the one, I'm talking about, you know how the movie The Matrix and Neo being the one? She realized she was the one, y'all. She had no choice. That's a calling. Y'all, man. I know I'm just rambling on. So, again, my heart breaks for her. And that her life had to be sacrificed like Jesus Christ. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not Christian and Catholic. I'm not all that. But this is an example of being the one, dying to expose the various corrupt industries. And then I was talking about corruption and how corruption, the way we perceive, have been taught to perceive corruption, is so superficial. We're talking about corruption on the soul level, and I don't know how to express it because there's really no words to go with it in this realm. This is deep. This is so deep that they took it all the way with her. And no, she's not the first one. But we, as a people, are more awakened than we have been in the past. And so it was necessary for another one. We couldn't hear Michael Jackson screaming as they just they defiled his name and his reputation and had him look like a pedophile, and we couldn't hear him. He was gone. You know? I mean, they do all kinds of things. You could not matter. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the powers, the principalities, the malevolent alien entities. They do all kinds of stuff. They do. And I say when they go to kill people, they do all kinds of things. The things that it will make you paranoid, literally, in your life. If you knew what they were doing. If you knew what they were capable of doing. And if you knew you could be a target just by being a plain, simple person. You don't even know when you're going to get on their radar. But you can get on their radar. And then, again, the real scary thing is that they're coming for everybody now. Because it's been a long time. It has been a very, very, very long time. Even though I want to just keep rambling and talking about it until I get, my brain hits upon something to really just go into, I'm not going to do that to y'all. But I do want y'all to look at her testimony, find it, and watch it, and hear her. Hear her talk about basically being the one. If you listen to her talk about how she got about to be sacrificed. Did she say it like that? No. I'm sure she had all hope that it didn't have to go that way. And let me compare it to a story. Jesus, I ain't religious, found out he was the one. And guess what he said? I don't want to be the one. But it was nobody else at that time that could stand in and be the one. And she said it. You got to listen to what she said. Because when I'm listening to it, I don't know, they didn't already basically assassinated the woman. I'm sure this is going to be, what they call it, something that shadow ban me for, but okay. But she's saying the same thing. I don't want to be the one. I'm sure she hoped that she could live on with her family, continue to heal, continue to entertain. That would be the perfect utopia. And to get the money that she worked so hard for and enjoy it. And have the peace of mind knowing that she could retire. Have the peace of mind that she could leave that legacy to her surviving children and grandchildren. That's what she wanted. But she knew, as a person that was about to blow the whistle and go after her rightful money, that the chances were that those powers would do what they did to her. And they make it look so normal, or the possibility of her getting hit by a truck. Or I visualize in my mind like an 18-wheeler or something. I don't know. I didn't go looking for any images. But I could just imagine they wanted to make sure that she was crushed. I got something to talk about now, y'all. It's the demons and the minions. The minions. After I heard about all of this, I had to go get me a smoke. And I'm a smoker. I'm not trying to improperly influence nobody, but I smoke. I calm my nerves down. See, I live this. This has been my real life. I'm on TikTok too, y'all, now, as Swanky Foil Hatter. And so I've been over at TikTok ranting about this. But I was in the car going to the store to get me some cigarettes, and I was like, Lord, I said, answer me this. Don't riddle it to me, just answer me. It's like, do the devil's minions, and what I mean by a minion, I'm talking about like the person that drove that truck into her vehicle or the vehicle she was in. That minion. Are they conscious minions out to destroy people? Or are they maturing candidates? That's what I wonder. I look around in my own life and I can't tell you about the things in my life, but I'm like, are they literally for hire? Are they what they call agents today? Are they agents that are human beings that's willing to be destructive to another human being, just like racists? Are you, because you've been mentally and psychologically manipulated as a racist, and you want to inflict harm upon people of that are different than yourself? Are you willing to do this because you're just down with, the malevolent entities that want to destroy humanity? Or are you simply maturing candidates that are triggered by something to go into action, and you really don't know what you're doing? Because I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm very upset about this. Again, I've lived this life. I know it to be true. This is not no joke, and I know it. I know it. Are you willing to do it because you've been improperly influenced to do it, and so you do it? Or are you purely oblivious that you are a maturing candidate and triggered by some trigger to act in the ways that the malevolent alien entities want you to, so that they themselves do not have to come out and be viewed or by the public, it be made obvious? Because that's the one thing I noticed, is that the malevolent alien entities that the powers of this world are working in unison with, they don't want to be known. They do not want to be known. And I believe that they don't want to be known because obviously we can give them a run for their money. So they cannot let us know who they are or what they are. That is very obvious. I was about to go somewhere. I lost it. What's the whole thing about, are you maturing candidates? Because I look at some of the people in my life, how they can kiki and smile in my face. And I'm talking about over the whole course of my life. Whether it was in my private life or professional life, hee kiki. And then at a flick, something else happens. Something else takes control of them. And then I'm a survivor. So I'm ducking and dodging. She talks about the duck and dodge to survive. And you survive it. And it's like they click off and they back kick in. But it's like they don't know or are not aware of the role that they're playing. Oh, Jesus Christ. She had to be the one. She had to be sacrificed. I'm not a major. I love her. I loved her music, but I'm not a fanatic fan. It's the whole context around it that was interest to me. And I hope that it's an interest to you. And I hope that they cannot fool you once again into believing that just by chance she, out of billions of people, was the one that was ran over by a truck. Or like Michael Jackson, after all the times that he's supposed to have slept in a sleep chamber and taken some sleep medication, that it just happened to kill him that time around. And another thing that they're able to hide, how they're able to hide, when I say they, I'm talking about the powers doing their corrupt stuff to the people, is because we know that death is inevitable. So it just happened to be her time. She was 63. Shit happens. Final destination. No, mother suckers. No. That's not how things just really work. That's not how they work. I'm just get off here because I'm so upset about this. I just don't want her to have died in vain, and I don't want her legacy to be lost to these entities that stole her money. She gave us her vital life force energy, entertaining us and loving on us in her way. And there's no way that business should be able to steal her money, her royalties, and just everything. We need to make sure that her family gets what she works so hard for. And it's not just her. Remember, this is just one battle to get us revved up and ready to really kick butt out here to get what we deserve. This is just an onset to bring awareness, to wake people up to what's going on. Because this is every day. And I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to say this every day. We can even look right now at how the .gov has laid off their own employees, increased the unemployment exponentially. Wanting these people to sign away the time that they've worked, like they didn't have kind of like tenure. These government employees had like a tenure or something like that. They had more secure jobs. At least we always thought that. You see? And it's just so much going on, y'all. We need to really wake up. I don't understand how people cannot see what is taking place. What's taking place under the veil. Under the veil. It's under the veil, the corruption that exists under the veil. When I say under the veil, I mean spiritually. There's something that has been going on for our whole lives. And so it's just like the norm to us. And when something becomes so normal, you can't identify it. But it's too much happening now to be able to not be aware. My answer, I've been talking about and sharing a little bit over on TikTok. I think the answer is to go to the top. Where's the top of this music industry, the top of the healthcare system, the top of the military complex, the top of the .gov, go to Forbes, to all the billionaires. It's time to take it to the top. Because a lot of these ills that we as human beings are facing does not start from the bottom. It starts at the top. And I'm sure if we put our foot on their necks, whatever malevolent alien entities that do exist, gonna have to pop out to save them. But that's just me and my crazy rant. I love you all. Please help Angie Stone family retrieve her legacy and every penny that she earned, because this is just my belief, believe the motherfuckers killed her.